Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Today, we have the launching of Sword Satellite, which is going to go live at 5 p.m. Pacific time later on today. And this video is here to kind of help guide you through save squads and teams that I have saved. I also do want to give a little bit of a nod to how challenging this is going to be for new and mid-game players. That's going to be in the first part of the video. The second part of the video, I'm going to be covering my main account save squads. I'm also going to have a shared link in the description down below if you want to export into your game, I guess, however that works. Honestly, I'm recording this at like 1 in the morning, so my language is probably weird. But hopefully we can get through this together. So if you want to know more, then stick around and let's boil this down. All right, and before we get to the main event, though, of talking about my save squads with my main account, I do want to kind of quickly go over my alt account. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of an update here at the same time while we're talking about this, because this is not going to be a very fun event for my alt account. As you guys are, I'm sure, aware by now, that Sword Satellite does have a 5 yellow star requirement in terms of being able to enter. And there's a lot of characters, especially in the recent months, that I do not have at 5 yellow star yet. And I think at this point I do for Extreme X-Men and Hive Mind, but right after that we had kind of Spider Society, I believe, on the tail of that, and I do not have Pav and Penny at 5-star on my alt account. So that's going to break up those teams, which is going to be a huge problem for many people who are kind of early in mid. And to be honest, I'm not sure if all regular people will have 5-star on some of the Spider Society characters either. Same with Alpha Flight, same with Cabal, all of these which are currently unfarmable. You may or may not have them at 5-star if you haven't built into the if you didn't buy into the strike pass or the battle passes or anything like that. So I'm going to show you what I've designed for my tower mode. Now, this is not going to be, I'm not going to have a saved code for this. I don't think it's necessary, honestly. I only have like 11 teams because this kind of shows that I don't, at 4.5 months that I'm in on this account, that I don't actually have a ton of teams that are viable for Sword Satellite. And frankly, these are probably the biggest teams that I have in general that are kind of full 5-man characters, and not all of them are 5-star. And so that's going to be another problem, actually. My Black Cat's at 3-star, so this Secret Defender's Lizard is probably pointless. I mean, the team power is pretty garbage anyways. I wouldn't even be able to extract Black Cat because I only have 3-star, and my Robbie's not even at 5-star. Kamala's at 5, but again, pretty low numbers there. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. And I realized that my New Avengers is also not 5-star. I have Tigra at 6, Mockingbird, Coulson. So actually these 4 are usable. I might be able to do something on like floor 1 or something. I'll have to replace Ronan. Hey, maybe I'll replace Ronan with Miss Marvel or something, or Lizard, because I can use that. And then we do have my Sinister 6. And you know what? Even Green Goblin. I'm effed. So I can't even use Green Goblin. So you know what? Maybe I will put Lizard over here with Green Goblin Classic after I just realized that he's only a 3-star and the rest of them are 5 and above. Alpha Flight, not even sure why I put this in here in the Tower tab because I do not have 5-star on any of the new characters. Won't be able to use them in Alpha Flight, so I'll have to take Wolverine and Sunfire and try to make some use of that. I do, however, nope, Captain Carter is not even 5-star, but I do have a Vol and Black Knight here with Captain America, so maybe I'll take Wolverine and Sunfire and shove them in here and get rid of those two, and I'll be able to do something with that. That's cool. Iron Patriot, 4-star, can't use him. Leader, 4-star, can't use him. But I can use the other 3, although Namor by himself is pretty garbage. So these are wishful thinkings here. But at least we're getting to some of the ones that are farmable that I have upgraded past 5-star, and that's my Pegasus. That's going to be whatever this abomination is. I think I decided to just throw Deadpool in there because he might revive for free with, and I don't know what he's going to do, but maybe take hits for these characters here. And then we have Hive Mind, and then we have this Spider Society Tangled Web mix. Pav is not 5-star. Penny's not even 5-star, so I'm gonna have to replace Penny for someone else as well. But my Extreme X-Men are 5-star, so that's great, right? So I, like what does that really mean? Like I have probably like 7 or 8 fully usable teams, and honestly, when it gets to the higher levels, I'm probably gonna struggle because I only have a handful of them, like over 1 million, that I might be able to cobble together. Once I get a little bit further on, I'll probably end up having to take Vol and Black Knight, and I don't know, shove them with Kang. Morgan Le Fay and like me maybe do some weird abomination trick that'll kind of get me through a couple of floors. But this is going to be a really rough mode for a lot of players that are not veterans. But let's after that's let me know in the comments down below what you think, especially given your playtime on your account. If you're someone who's probably less than 9 months, let me know how you think you're going to fare. Let's go on over to my main account though. Okay, so this is my main account here, and I'm just gonna go from the bottom up. I'm gonna say on the outset here that I have 41 save teams. Is that as many as I possibly could? No, but the problem is that a lot of characters, when they've been reworked, they've busted up a lot of previous teams. And so if you're a veteran player watching this, I mean, I've kind of gone with the team that makes more sense, and frankly, a lot of these ones at the bottom, they might actually clear, depending on how long you've been playing. You might be able to clear a few floors with these, but if you're not, then no surprise, because some of these are old as the hills. So getting started, my first team at the bottom is Shadowland. This team has not seen any action in some time. However, if you're a veteran player, you may have this, and you might be able to clear one of the first 3 or 4 floors with this, possibly. Same with Inhumans. Now, we have not officially, as far as I'm aware, gotten the Black Bolt rework yet. So his stats has not been reworked for Illuminati yet. I think. I don't know if this will be by the time. I don't know when this goes live, frankly, because while the characters are kind of bugged in the roster screen, they're not the. It hasn't been switched over, so the Black Bolt stats have not gone in. We do have Wakandans here. Actually, it's kind of war dogs, I guess, at this point here. My war dogs are not particularly high, so they're actually pretty low on the field. We have X Factor Minerva. I tried to find a space for Minerva because this is not a full team. Now I realize that most newer players and mid-game players, frankly, won't have these teams. And if you haven't played in the last 2 years, you probably won't have many of these. We do have Ravagers. I mean, that was Star-Lord T'Challa, which was probably at least 2 years ago at this point now. Now, I do want to, reiterate what I said in my other section was that, if you don't have these characters at 5 star, they're not going to work for you. Which made me just realize that my Mercs for Money team probably is not going to work out. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I won't do anything with these characters. I do have Panda Pool at 5 star, but because I don't have Old Man Logan and I can't use him for this event, this team might just be a wash up in general. However, they're going to be there, and I stuck because I am using new warriors because I do have them fairly built, so I'm not putting Deathpool here, and I decided to put in Mr. Sinister, but it doesn't look like I'm probably going to be able to use this team after all. Then we have this kind of abomination of Undying Winter Soldier and the U.S. Agent because they're villains, I guess. Maybe I could have put them with Cabal, but honestly, I just didn't really have any better place to put them. Don't know how much I'll end up using this team because I just barely squeezed out a 5 star Zombie Juggernaut, but I have no reds and I don't really use them. Maybe I can use this early on. We do have the Underworld team here as well. They're pretty good. Honestly, they're not very high power for me, but I might be able to get something out of them. Taskmaster's a big carry. Fortunately, they don't get their war buff, so this is what it is there. Same with this A-Force Doom. Now, I'll probably end up using Doom in other compositions after day one. Because I think that's where you start to break these down, and instead of being wide and clearing through as many floors, once you get to about 20 plus or maybe 25 plus, you're really kind of just using your best teams at that point, especially like anything over 1.5 million. So I'll probably end up co-opting Doom out for something else. Heroes for Hire, pretty standard there. Same with Shang-Chi. I'll probably rip him out for something later down the line as well. Astonishing X-Men. Now, I have multiple X-Men teams in here, and so I've tried to utilize them as best as I can. However, this is still probably the best if you have an old Astonishing X-Men. Dark Hunters with Silver Surfer. I've always used Silver Surfer in this war comp actually here. So that's what I'm using there. Black Order. Now, I thought about ripping Thanos and Ebony Maw out for Cabal. At least if you have them, if you have Cabal at 5 yellow, I was kind of curious what this might actually be able to do if you do have an upgraded Thanos and Ebony Maw. I might try this after day one. I have a Web Warriors here with Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiotes have been pretty much broken up because Carnage and Venom are with Hive Mind, and the other characters suck. Anti-Venom and Scream. So it is what it is there. We have a Weapon X here with X-23 instead of Wolverine because I do have an Alpha Flight Save Squad. However, I just realized that just like in my new account, my alt account, that my Sasquatch is only 2-star and my Guardian I don't believe is 5-star. So I may end up doing a combo of Weapon X and Alpha Flight instead, maybe with Wolverine, with Silver Surfer, Silver Samurai, and Omega Red, maybe something like that, or Lady Deathstrike, and use a combo of this and my Alpha Flight. We do have our Young Avengers here. We do have our Secret Avengers, sorry, with Black Widow and Hawkeye. Now, I disassembled the Infestation team and I use them in a variety of different ways just to kind of plug them in elsewhere. We have the old school Bionic Avengers, where again, I don't think Iron Man has seen the Illuminati rework yet, so he's still the old version. We have new Avengers here. We have Invaders here. Not worth breaking up at this time, but later on after day one, I might extract out Nick Fury for his speed up on his special. We do have Gamma. We have Death Seed. We have this. It's like a weird hero as Guardians Eternals. I think on day one, Eternals are more than good enough to carry a floor, and I think that I'm going to try and use these three because I don't really have a whole lot of usage. Some of the other characters which I use for Bifrost, so the hero as Guardians over there. Then we have Masters of Evil in full over here. And then we have this is what I'm starting to use. We'll see. This might be overkill. Cabal and Dormammu with Emma Frost. So this is what I've decided to use because I think they're still a powerful team, and I think I can get away with this on day one. I think when it comes to day two, we might use something else in this, depending on what we need to do. But I think that that'll get me through. We do have Alpha Flight here, but like I said, I just realized I do have North Star at 5-star, but I don't. That's unfortunate. I do not have a 5-star on Guardian and Sasquatch. So I might just use the three of them with two other characters. Like I said, maybe with Omega Red and Lady Deathstrike or something like that. Now I split up my Sinister Six for two different versions. You may or may not be able to do this. Probably not, because I have an upgraded Swarm and most people do not. I also have a G17 Electro and most people do not do that as well. Actually, I thought about maybe upgrading her to G18 if I have the extra gear, but because she's at level 95, so why not, right? And so I decided these are kind of like my leftovers here and not my main squad. So you may not be able to do this, in which case you might just have one Sinister Six squad, but that's mine. And then we have Tangled Web Twosome with Big Time Spidey and Ant-Man and Agent Venom, because out of time, because Rebirth is dead. So I tried to do this. I don't know what kind of synergy there will. I can probably This is probably fine for day one, but after that, you're probably going to take these three in the middle, and you're going to want to use them elsewhere after day one. We have Darkhold in full. Now we have this. I don't know, like Uncanny X-Men with Forge and Sunspot, because I decided to take Gambit and Nightcrawler in with an unlimited X-Men team instead of using Extreme and Full, which I do not think is necessary on day one. This is an out of time team here, which I'm using. Then we have Infinity Watch. So depending on the order of your power of your roster, there we go. I'm just sorted by team power here. We do have Bifrost in full here. They're okay. And I think that they might still be able to beat some kind of more reasonable, like under floor 25 kind of stuff. So depending on what floor you're going up against, oops, I didn't mean to click. You should probably think about which teams you're using on what floors. And then new Avengers here, 2.2 million. We have Secret Defenders. Now, my Doctor Strange is crap, but I just wanted to do that for the synergy, to be honest, and also the extra turn bar for Miss Marvel Hardlight. So I think this is fine on day one, but you're probably going to want to take Doctor Strange out for somebody else, unless you have a really built one, but I do not, just at level 71 here. We have Pegasus in full. Now, this is what I was talking about, my unlimited X-Men here with Nightcrawler instead of Sunfire. So I think this will carry. I think the team actually isn't that bad, and this should help it win against other things a lot easier. We have Spider Society, which I do have at 5-star, so yay me on my main account. I do not on my alt account. We have our other Sinister Six team here, which includes Vulture and Mysterio. I personally love both Vulture and Mysterio. Very good team because you can actually stop immunities, which is a pretty big thing if you're going up against, say, even an Apocalypse, honestly, in Sword Satellite, which I believe do exist a couple of times. We have Hive Mind, and then finally, these are my leftover characters. And this is just me saying that, these are characters that, if they're also left over for you, that if you need to take them as needed for some of the other teams to kind of take out. I don't have a full Nowhere team, as many of you know. So I kind of have Nova just left behind here. And then we have Apocalypse and Super Skrull, who are obviously standalone agents. They're very good in their own right, and they can easily slot into any of these other teams here. So it's not to say to use this team. It's just to kind of make you aware they're at the very top in case you need some leftover characters or to slide into any of these other ones. They're there as well. Now, this was 41 teams. You may not be able to do this, but I will provide this code if it interests people in the comments down below. I wanted to share this with you all, so I am going to do that. I'm going to manage. I believe that's how you do it all. Share. And that is my shareable link there. I'm also going to copy that and I'm going to put it in the description down below so that you guys can use this for Sword Satellite if you so wish. Now, keep in mind that Sword is going to have 50 floor. I hope. I mean, I say that right, but like, I don't know if it's going to come out bugged or not. I mean, at this point, there's kind of, it's been a bit of a mess lately, to be honest. Like in the inbox said that there was 50 floors, but if you look at the events tab like we went over the other day, it doesn't say that. It hasn't really been updated. It says you're going to get actually completing floor 40 will earn all the milestones, but frankly I don't believe that to be the case, because also says challenge your teams and earn diamond dawn orbs. That was from the first run back in November, and I don't think that's still the case now, because I don't believe you got diamond dawn orbs on the second run, which was in late February, I think. So we'll see if this ends up coming out bugged or not, but keep in mind that this is something that you need to do every single day. It resets at 5 p.m. Pacific time alongside your Blitz. You'll find it here when it does go live in the Blitz window. Make sure you go there and do that every single day so that you can grind out as much stuff as you can for the upcoming event, which is going to be going live at 2 p.m. for Mapping the Wilderness. We already took a look at that. If it's necessary, I may do another update video on this. But otherwise, keep an eye out on the Discord server, where I will post the tables in full, the charts in full for this event, once we know exactly how many of these orb fragments are coming from Sword Satellite and the variety of milestones. That's going to be a big one there. So that's the end of this video, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon, signing out.